Good morning, the You Are Enough group. How you going this morning? It's Steve Barker here from live in Wagga, and today I want to talk to you about what mask are you wearing today, and why do we wear masks? I mean, what is the point in wearing a mask? But there's lots of reasons that we wear masks, and that's what I want to discuss with you today. Now, it's really weird presenting to you with a mask on. I can't see you, and you can't see my eyes. How does that feel? How does that communication work for you? You know, does it work well, or does it just feel kind of alien and that I'm not really talking to you? How about if I do this? Ah, there we go. Yeah, so that's what I want to talk to you today about. Why do we wear masks, you know, and how does it affect our communication and what we do, and you know, they're just really weird things, masks. You know, we wear them for all sorts of situations. We wear them in all sorts of different environments. We weren't born with masks. We think them up as we go through life, as we go through being a child, you know, and as we go through being an adult. It's something that comes across to us. So that means if we weren't born with masks, it means that we can remove our masks. We can take them off. So let's have a little chat about what sort of masks we wear. So has anybody ever heard of the phrase, and I'm sure you have, you put on a brave face? Now that is a great example of a mask that we wear on a day-to-day basis. Oh, just put on a brave face, you'll be fine, get out there. But internally you're not fine, but you're portraying that you are fine, that everything is rosy to the outside world, but internally, you know, you're not fine, you're not going well at all. And that's just one of the masks that we wear. Another mask that we wear is, you know, are we confident about our own power? Are we confident about who we are, what we can achieve, where we can go? And sometimes we put on a mask and we disguise that through bullying. So, you know, sometimes bullies are actually people who are afraid inside themselves, but they project their power, they project their presence and their being in a negative way to people, and they bully them. There's emotional reasons, you know, such as anger. Why do we wear the mask of anger? What does anger give us? Anger gives us that little moment inside where we feel that if I have a little rage, then people are going to be distracted from what I'm really thinking. So can you see how masks that we wear, you know, come in all forms of different ways? You know, there's the one, you know, as I said, you know, put a brave face on, you'll be right. There's also the one where we go out and we pretend that we're confident, but really inside we're not. So how can we get rid of these masks? Well, we can get rid of them by believing in ourselves, by going back to times when we've actually achieved something. Hey Lynn, how you going? Thanks for joining me. We can go back into our memories and we can think about when we actually achieved what it was that we were doing, and we did it authentically. And we can use our memories as resources. So we can really turn up the engagement within our mind around a positive memory. And what we can also do is, with a negative memory, we can diminish it, we can make it less. And that's what I want to talk to you today about. It's a little bit of NLP, but it's really powerful. So how do you actually turn up a memory? How do you make it more vivid? How do you make it more real? How do you bring it to the fore of your mind? Well, that's really what you need to do. So what I want you to do is to think of a time when things were good, when you really enjoyed something, when you had confidence. Let's use that. Let's use that as an example. So think of a time when you had confidence and you did something really well. Now just think about it, and I want you to imagine that you're in a cinema and you're watching it on the big screen, and there you are, the whole scene with you is playing out. Now what I want you to do is to project yourself into that picture on the cinema screen. I want you to be in the first person. I want you to be looking through your own eyes at what exactly was going on at that time. How were you feeling? What were the feelings inside you? You know, what colours would you associate with that? What were the sounds going on around you? Who else was there? How did they portray themselves? Were they smiling? Were they enjoying themselves? You know, really intensify the whole situation. Turn up the sound, turn up the brightness, make it all around you like 3D vision so that you can see all around and you're looking around. You're remembering this time when you had great confidence, and you're bringing it really to the fore. You've turned up the volume. You've turned up the brightness. And just think about those feelings. Think about how you felt. and make that the norm. So, there's a good example of how we can actually really turn up a good memory and use it as a resource. Now let's go to the opposite scale. So what I would like you to think about now is a time when you weren't super confident, when you were maybe winging it a little bit, when you were putting on a mask, when you were wearing that mask of she'll be right, mate, I'll get through this, I don't know how, but I'm going to get through it by the skin of my teeth. Think of a situation like that. Now you're going to be sitting in the same cinema, but what I would like you to do, instead of jumping into the screen, is I would like you to sit behind yourself. I'd like you to sit behind yourself, watching the scene. And I want you to observe yourself watching the scene. Now I want you to imagine that you've got a screen of perspex in front of you, a fixed screen of perspex. So there's you sitting behind yourself, watching yourself on the screen, and there's this perspex in between you. And it's made everything a little bit fuzzy. It's made everything a little bit dull on the ears. You can't really hear what's going on. Now I want you to turn that scene into black and white. And I want you to distance yourself. Move further back up the cinema. Take the perspex screen with you. Distance yourself as you move away. Can you feel how the intensity of that situation has been removed? Can you feel how, you feel detached from it? You're not part of it. Now that's how you can disassociate yourself with something. So the first time we're associated, the second time we're disassociated. But the idea is that, you can take your good memories and you can turn up the intensity of them so that you don't have to wear the mask anymore, so that you can be the person who you are. Because we've all experienced times when, we felt fearful, we felt angry, we felt jealous. Again, most of these are feelings that we put masks on for. But there's times when we haven't worn the masks and we've been ourselves. And those are the times that you really need to use as a resource. So if you use your positive memories as a resource and you turn everything up, you go and revisit them, you look at it through the first person view, through your own eyes, as if you're actually there. You look at the colours, you look at the language and the people who are there. You make it really vivid, you make it 360 all the way around. That's a great way to enhance the positive experience. And then for the negative one, we just detach from it. We move away, putting that perspex in front, making so you can't really hear what's going on. Make it black and white. Take away the colour from it. Hey Victor, how are you going? Thank you very much for joining me. So if you can do that, then that's a great way to be able to ramp up your positives and to turn down your negatives. And if you can do that, and if you can start to live in the positive, and you can remember the positive, that'll enable you to remove your mask. It'll enable you to be who you are. It'll grow your self-confidence, it'll grow your self-belief, it'll grow your worth. And you'll find that you're not wearing a mask as often. But when you do feel that you're wearing a mask, work out why you were wearing it, and then work out a way, or think of a memory where you can think back and make it more positive, so that you can remove the mask and be the person that you're supposed to be. Okay, I hope that's helped. That was a little bit behind the scenes of a post that I did a couple of days ago about are you wearing a mask and why you wear it. I thought I needed to explain it a little bit more. It's also a little bit of NLP going on in there. So if you practice that for the next couple of weeks, if you're able to really think about how you can turn up the vividity, if you can turn up the clarity, that's probably the better word I was looking for, turn up the clarity of your memories. Be in there first person, and then disassociate yourself, sit back, put up that perspex screen. Then if you can do that over a couple of weeks, that's how your memory, your brain will start to constantly remember good positive memories. And then when you have a bad experience, that's how your brain will remember it, and it will turn it down. So your positive memories become the stronger ones, and those are the ones that you remember, and those are the ones that you can then use to be yourself. And that's what this is all about. It's all about you being the best version of you with the resources that you've already got. And you've already got all of these resources. So, don't make life too complicated. I hope this has helped. I'd love to hear your comments down below. Please share this with your friends and family. And have a great rest of the week. I will speak to you soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.